What's up, you guys? Nomicon here, bringing you my perspective as to what entertainment is bringing us. And welcome to another new episode of Worthy or Not, where I talk about characters whether they are worthy of joining Super Smash Bros. Or Multiverses. And today is a big one. Today we'll be talking about the Powerpuff Girls. And the Powerpuff Girls were created by Craig McCracken, and the show was produced by Hanna-Barbera. They were basically one of the last creations under them, and it was released on Cartoon Network. It is by far the most popular Cartoon Network show under the cartoon brand. Like no other cartoon shows come close. Like maybe the closest one is Ed and Eddie, but but still, the Powerpuff Girls outclasses it in so many ways. In outclasses it in popularity. Like the show's popularity was unfucking matched. Like how popular was the show? It had 6 seasons, 78 episodes, 3 specials, a feature film, and it was nominated for 6 Emmy Awards, 9 Annie Awards, and a Kids' Choice Award during its run. And let me go back to the feature film. No other Cartoon Network show had a feature film. Like it, and said feature film, it wasn't even released in theaters. The Powerpuff Girls movie did, although it unfortunately flopped at the box office because there was a lot of steep competition, unfortunately. Yeah, from what so it was competing against Men in Black 2 and Lilo and Stitch. And it was released on the 4th of July weekend. So yeah, the competition was stiff. It had no legs to go ground off of. And ever since then, Cartoon Network did not bother on making new theatrical films for any of their shows, which really sucks, honestly. But yeah, I think that goes to show you that they are more than enough worthy of joining multiverses. Now these guys they weren't originally called the Powerpuff Girls. The show was originally called the Whoop Ass Stew, and under a short water cartoon short, they were originally called the Whoop Ass Stew. The short, and the girls, the trio, they were originally called the Whoop Ass Girls. Yeah, I think you can get why they had to change it because you don't want any 5-year-old kid to say whoop ass. That that just doesn't sound right. So how would the Powerpuff Girls work in multiverses? That is a good question, actually. There are two ways to do it. One is like, well, no, 3 ways. So one is that each of the 3 girls are separate playable characters. They have completely separate movesets. The other one is that each one of them are alternate costumes, since they from what I remember, their fighting style is very similar. They have very similar specials. They have very similar superpowers. And the third thing, you play all 3 of them at once. I mean, uh, uh, well, you could play as both Tom and Jerry on, simultaneously. But playing as 3 characters at the same time, I'm not sure if that would work. Considering I'm assuming that's really hard to program it, but that's another idea I can think of. Uh, And as for the stage, come on, that's obvious. The city of Townsville. There's no other way. Or you could go to the or you can use Professor Utonium's house as a stage. But if you want to go grandiose, use the city of Townsville. Like that's so obvious. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. The Powerpuff Girls they're like the top. It's like the top three most popular Cartoon Network show, along with Adventure Time and Adventure Time regular show, and the Powerpuff Girls and the Amazing World of Gumball, and Ed and Eddie. Those are like the big five Cartoon Network shows in my eyes. And and to think that only one of those shows that I mentioned is only in Multiversus. That's crazy. That is so crazy to me that only Adventure Time got represented and not the other four that I mentioned. It's crazy to me. It's crazy that Steven Universe got in before the Powerpuff Girls and regular show. Like, that's crazy to me. That's insane. Like, I get it was super popular during its prime time, but still, I don't think in terms of popularity it'll ever outclass the five shows that I mentioned. Like, seriously, the Powerpuff Girls, they got an airplane decoration. I don't know any other Cartoon Network show that has that. I don't know any other Cartoon Network show that has that. Like, seriously. Like, the popularity of the show was insane. It got to the point where it had a special in 2014, and it even got like a 2016 reboot series. Yes, that reboot sucks, but it's there. Like it's popular for the wrong reasons, but still the popularity, the fan base, the legacy, it's there. It had various video games. It had an anime, a literal anime called Powerpuff Girls Z, and it actually has like 52 episodes. So yeah, it's not short lived. 52 episodes is pretty good. 3 CD soundtracks, a home video collection, comic books, a whole slew of video games. Yeah, the fact that they were not in Multiversus in the first place is kind of baffling to me. They have more than earned their place to be in Multiversus. Whether they are separate characters or you could play as 3 of them simultaneously, I think they are worthy enough to be in Multiversus. The last thing I want to mention is who would voice them. The original guys or the reboot cast. The original guys. You have to get Kathy Cavadini, Tara Strong, and E.G. Daily. You have to get them. Like, it is not getting them in Multiversus to me is a crime. That is an absolute, that should be a felony. If you don't get them, that's a felony. If you don't get those 3 guys that I mentioned, that is a felony in my eyes. But otherwise, yeah, Powerpuff Girls and Multiversus, beyond worthy. They deserve to get in. But I know that Multiversus is dead, but but the developers have said that it's gonna come back next year. When next year, I don't know, but yes, for those of you saying that why you're making a Multiversus video when it's dead, it is dead, but it's not permanent. It's gonna come back next year. But anyways, do you think the Powerpuff Girls are worthy of joining Multiversus? Yes? No? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and follow my Instagram, Letterboxd, and Backlog down in the description down below. You can also join my Discord server if you want to. Otherwise, this is Namicon, and I'll see you next time.